Hello, my name is Nicole. Welcome back to my series where I'm going to be talking about beauty tips, products, and skills that you need to feel literate or confident in the makeup community. I've done a lot of research to figure out what skills are kind of needed when you're learning anything and what looks can benefit you guys as much as possible. So this is the look we're going to do today. It's very natural, easy, simple steps that you can wear to work, stay at home, school, anything, easy throw on. Very simple. Yeah, so let's get into it. So the first step is going to be priming and moisturizing the face. So in the last video I talked about this, which is my daily moisturizer. You're just going to go in with any type of lotion, your moisturizer for the morning, and just put a little even small amount on your skin. Then you can go in with a primer. This is just so that the foundation doesn't sink into your pores. It lays nicely on your skin and it looks a lot more even than if you were just to put foundation or skin tint on or concealer without primer. So I can use this one. This is e.l.f. It's found at any drugstore, Target, Walmart near you. It is a cruelty-free brand, which is great, and it's really affordable. So I'm going to take just a few little pumps of this primer and rub it evenly across my face. So the next step is going to be to use concealer, which is normally found in a little tube like this. It normally has a wand attached to it. I really like this one because it's big and thick and soft. This is used to brighten any areas of darkness, cover any pimples or acne that you have that you're feeling uncomfortable about. Before I put on my foundation, I like to just dot it on any blemishes that I just don't want showing through on my foundation. After I do that, I'm going to go in with one of these. It's a beauty blender. I get mine a little wet beforehand. You just run it under warm water and squeeze it out. And you're just going to tap on it until it is less like pigmented or just sitting on your face. Blending that out because that'll get rid of any of it that might show through from underneath your foundation. Just as simple as that. And then I like to go in under my eyes just to brighten under here, make my eyes feel bigger before my foundation, and then a little bit after my skin tint for this one. You can go in after your foundation if you would like. I just like doing it this way. So I just like to put a little bit on the inner corner and then some right here because this lifts my eyes where I feel like they might feel turned down, and then this just brightens those dark circles or pigmentation that are underneath my eyes. So then I'm going to take this and go back in and do the same thing I did with the rest of the concealer. So this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Light Ivory. This is important to understand your undertones, which are the kind of pigmentation or coloring that's underneath your skin that isn't necessarily visible. I have cool undertones, and so I find foundation or concealer that matches that. If you go on e.l.f.'s website, they actually have a whole list where you can take a quiz and look at what your undertones would be and then what color you should get in this. But this one is really great because it's not too heavy. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a lot of makeup. It feels very nice. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a skin tint, which is a lighter, less coverage, so it doesn't cover as thickly on the skin. It lets a little bit of like natural pigmentation, freckles kind of shine through underneath. I am going to be using the Morphe 2 skin tint. This is kind of on the mid-range price of makeup, but you can find it at any Ulta or Sephora. They also, e.l.f., the brand that I keep talking about, also will have probably a great option for this as well. You're just looking for something that would be a BB cream, Probably less a CC cream because that's fuller coverage, but something just light that you can put on your skin to make it look natural and glowy, but still kind of even your skin tone. So for this one comes in a dropper. So I'm gonna just drop a little bit on my hand, go back in with this guy, and just blot it and blend it. So I'm gonna smooth it out on my skin. I like to put a little bit here to even that out as well. Okay, so if you can tell a difference, this side is the side with the skin tint, this is without. See how it just kind of evens my skin tone a little bit without being too heavy, and it makes it easier for me to apply any other product on it. Okay, so this is it fully applied. Very nice and even. I love it. My skin still looks glowy and natural. And now we are ready to move on to the next step, which is going to be contouring. Okay, so for contouring, I have found two products that work great. This one is great for beginner. It's a Fit Me. It's actually a foundation stick. I just got a shade that was way darker than mine, and it comes out like that, and you can just easily rub it along any places that you want to bring any shading to. But I recently found this product by Makeup Revolution, which is at Target, Ulta, CVS, Walgreens. That's really cool. It has this little sponge on the end. Twist it for the product, shake it out, and you can actually just dot it along the line that you want shaded, which is really nice. It's a simple application. I'm gonna do it on this side. Alright, so with that, I'm actually gonna go in with this e.l.f. buffing brush, and I'm just going to blend it out, and I'm gonna make sure I'm not pushing it down because that might kind of look a little elongated and make your cheekbones not look as natural. I'm just gonna blend it out. How nicely that blends. For the forehead, I'm gonna go up towards the hairline, blending that out. Alright, so by doing this, this kind of gives a little bit of color and shape back to the face after you take it out with the foundation. I'm gonna go do this side and then show you how it looks. Okay, so this is what it looks like after. It just brings a little framing back to the face and looks really nice. The next part that we're gonna do with the same little thing is I am going to just do a little bit on my nose. So I like to do it on the sides, just really lightly, and then right underneath like that. And then blend it out the same way, just small strokes. The point of this is to kind of sculpt your nose a little thinner, depending on if you even want that. I like it. I like the way it looks, and makes my nose just look a little thinner on the top and kind of brings it up a little bit. You can't tell, but on the side it still doesn't look like orange or weird. It looks natural. Right, so the next thing that we are going to do is blush. Okay, so I have two blush options. Well, actually three. So there is traditional powder blush, which comes in a little compact. Kind of looks like this. This is a little more expensive and probably harder to find, but you can find something that looks very similar in any like drugstore brand. You'd apply it with a big fluffy brush. You'd rub it right here, little up, just to bring a little pinkness back to your cheeks. I have this liquid blush, which is really cool. It comes in the form of a wand. How this one works is you would just dot it right here, very minimal. Kind of take a big fluffy brush and just rub it out. And then I have this one, which is actually a really cool brand that I just found at Ulta. This brand is cruelty-free and vegan, and it's fragrance-free, which is really great for someone with sensitive skin. I have eczema, so finding products that are fragrance-free is really important for me. This one is interesting because it doesn't really have an applicator, but what I did was I just squeezed it onto here, took my finger, and I just did this. It looks really sticky though, I will say. Alright, and then I'm just going to blend it out. So you just rub it in. Feels weird because it is really sticky, but look at how already it's kind of just giving some pinkness back to my face. And it's really light and it looks natural and still glowy, which is nice because it kind of gives the look that you're not really wearing a lot of makeup, even though we've just spent all this time doing your makeup. Look how nice. And peachy. Okay, so after I've finished kind of blending as much as I want of that, I have a bunch of excess product, which is really cool about this is it actually doubles as something I can use as a moisturizer for my lips. And it just gives like a subtle hint of color, which is really nice. So now that we have done our face, we've done our blush, our contour, the next thing, which is definitely optional, is any type of eyeshadow or eye look that you'd want to add on to this natural makeup look. I am going to go in and actually just add a little bit of depth to my eyes so it doesn't look blank. So I put primer and a little bit of foundation on my eyes in the beginning, but it's worn off a little as we've said here. So I am going to kind of just blend that out again so I don't have any creasing from excess product. And I am going to go in with a very, very, very light base shade. You're going to want to put that base shade that just kind of matches your skin tone over it because it makes it a little easier to add any color or add any blending. And I'm just using kind of like a fluffy or dense brush. This one says it's a concealer brush, but I think it works for this too. Alright, so now once I have that kind of, it just kind of gives me a blank slate to work with. I'm going to go in with a very fluffy blending brush. This one is also by e.l.f. It's a fluffy eye blender. And I'm going to go in with a shade that's just like a darker brown. Since we're going for natural, I'm not going to use any colors. You know, when you have excess product on there, tap it so that you don't have as much going directly on. And you're going to take this and put it right in this little crease right here. So it's right on and below your brow bone. And this, you're just kind of doing this weird like swirly motion. You're just going to rub it out. And you're kind of creating like a little point right here, a little cat eye, kind of. I don't really like how dark that is, so I'm gonna just put a little bit of that lighter color back in it so that it is not as dark on me. And this can go for any skin tone color, whatever. I just like to go in with one that's either the same color or lighter than my skin tone, and then something that's like a darker color to go in my crease because I feel like it opens my eyes a little bit, adds a little bit of depth back into it. Because when you put a foundation on and kind of take all the color out, it's hard to kind of have any shape to your eye. Okay, so I'm going to do the other eye and I'll show you what both of those look like. Okay, so I can see how this looks a little darker because of the shadowing, but in this light you can see it's just a very light brown that I have blended out. I like to, accentuate kind of my hooded eyes, that little crease. I like it. It's kind of like a lot of people tend to, in the makeup community, tend to see it as like an insecurity or something you have to work around. I like it. I think you can accentuate it and make it look really cool because, you know, that just adds a little depth. Adds a little mystery. Okay, so after we've added our dark part, I like to just go back in on that eyelid, which is this part right here, and I take that really light color that we started off with, the skin color, going back in, blending it up a little bit, which the point of blending is just so that you don't have any splotchiness, patchiness, or, you know, harsh lines within your look. See how when I added that, it lightened it up a little bit? I'm gonna do that again on this side. Okay, so that's all I would do for the eyes. This is a natural look that's easy, that you can throw on when you go to work, when you go to school. So it's gonna be simple, so we're gonna keep it simple there. Last thing I like to do for the eyes though is I take a very shimmery light color. It's actually my highlight, which is what we're gonna add on later. And it's really glowy, see that? And I take my finger, this is kind of a cream, this is the brand ColourPop, which you can find at any makeup stores. This one's also really affordable, and they make products that are really creamy and smooth and high quality, in my opinion. So I'm gonna take my pinky, and I am just going to literally do that. Look at how cute that is. Put it right there. And it just lightens that inner corner. That's typically kind of like a dark place where a lot of like your harsh lines are hitting and your shadows. So it's really cute to just add a little shimmer back into it. So now that we've done our eyes, we are going to move on to eyebrows. So for eyebrows, I like to use a brow gel. I feel like this is probably the easiest thing to use if you're learning how to do your eyebrows. There are many different. You have pomade, which is kind of like something similar to this, darker brown, and you take a brush and you can kind of draw on your eyebrows. That's a way to do it. That takes a lot of skill, and this is just something that you can easily kind of throw on, the brow gel. There's also pencils, which are kind of along the same concept of like drawing on or filling in any areas where, you know, you feel like your eyebrows need to match. The brow gel is really simple. It comes out in this spoolie. That was kind of a lot. You can find this in really any drugstore brand or higher end brand as well. So you have this little spoolie, and I just spent some time, you know, wiping off excess product. Basically what you're gonna do is you just go in and you brush up or down or however you want your eyebrows to look. So I like more of a brushed up look. Makes it look like I didn't really put anything in there. There we go. This is just, I love the idea of, you know, my bushy eyebrows. It's something I actually really like. So I kind of brush them up to accentuate that. See, it just adds a little bit of color back into your eyebrows if any powder has gotten in there, and this will dry to hold the shape, which is really nice. I'm gonna do the same on this side. This side is my fraternal twin, so. And the thing about eyebrows is they don't have to be perfectly even. It's just something that, get them to how you like them and then roll with it. No one else's opinion really matters anyway. So now that I've put on my eyebrows, I've brushed them out with my brow gel. The next thing I'm going to do are my eyelashes. So for mascara, I'm going to show you 3 different ones that I have used and like. These are all drugstore, so you're going to be able to find them a lot easier than some of the higher end mascaras. The first one is this one. This is by Maybelline. This is just a really good one for adding length. It looks like this. I have it in the color black. It's really good for adding length to it by the shape of it, of the spoolie. I really like this one too. This is L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I like the shape of this one as well. This one adds a little more volume, so it makes my eyelashes look thicker, so I'm not going to use this one. This is the one I've recently started liking. This is by Essence. This mascara was only $5. It's a very thin brush, but that's sometimes really good in like creating length, which is kind of my goal with this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold this and open my eye as wide as I can, and I am going to blank on the spoolie so that it catches as much product as I want it to, and I'm just gonna keep doing that until I feel like they look the way I want. And because this is natural, we're not gonna make them look crazy thick or too long or anything. So that is my top lash. Very natural, just makes them look longer and noticeable, which I really like. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. So this is kind of just one of the basic things that you would do for any makeup look. For me, I feel like once I add mascara, I look a lot more awake. And one of the things too is I don't like my eyelashes looking as clumpy, so sometimes to avoid them looking clumpy, I'll just keep going until I feel like it has separated them enough from the bristles, or with the bristles, and made them look as separated as possible. Then this is definitely optional too, but I like to just go in a little bit on the bottom. This is hard to not, which this is completely optional. I just like making sure you can see both of them. Okay, so now that we have done, we have face, contour, blush, eyes, mascara, eyebrows. The last thing I'm going, or the second to last thing I'm going to do is my highlight, which is this product that I mentioned earlier. It's very shimmery, and we are taking a very light fluffy brush, like this one. It's actually kind of dense, but you know, easily, you can do this very easily. And we are just going to very lightly go right here, pick up, you can't even tell it's there, I swear, and do this. And what this is doing is this is putting product right on the top of our cheekbones, and it is adding some glow back in, if you can see that, which is really nice. It just gives you a glowy, shimmery look, and it accentuates, you know, that cheekbone. Do it on this side too, which you might be able to, going up very lightly just to give you some glow. That's, if you want to stop there, stop there. I like to, with my brush, go in very lightly again, put it on just the tip of my nose. Add a little bit of shimmer. Look at how cute. And then I go right in between that contour from earlier and just add a little there. Just a little bit. Okay, and the last step for this whole look is applying a setting spray. So I use Morphe, which is something that you would buy at Ulta or Sephora, but they have great products from e.l.f. or NYX or Maybelline, L'Oreal, any of those. They have setting sprays that are great. I am doing the Luminous Setting Spray by Morphe. It's just a simple, see how it does that. What I'm going to do is close my eyes and just evenly spray it on there, let it dry. The point of this is so that throughout your day, sweat, you know, rubbing at fabric isn't going to mess up your makeup. It's not going to transfer. It'll hold really nicely, and it finishes it off with a great glow. So this is the final everyday glowy makeup look. It's very simple, very nice, accentuates the features that I like, which as you learn, you will find the features that you like. I feel like this is very natural and easy and somewhere I'd feel comfortable, something I'd feel comfortable wearing anywhere. Thank you for watching.